As we said from the outset, it is a Sunday like no other. Damian Barrett's been keeping tabs on just what's happening, the comings and the goings. Yep. Unfortunately, not a lot in the way of comings because everyone's going.
All going, yeah. Look, Collingwood will be heading out today, Geelong later on tonight, and by close of play, by 6 p.m. tomorrow, all Victorian teams will be out of the state. And they've brought forward some of those timelines around it, given the horrendous nature of the COVID-19 infection rate here in Victoria. And as we knew late last week, TJ, that rounds 6 and 7 were configured. They've now got a roadmap for rounds 8, 9 and 10. Beyond those 2 weeks they've already publicly released, and so the clubs will be away for those 32 days. There'll be a reset of sorts at that point after round 10. Now, whether the reset is a bye or whether it's just a reconfiguration or a partial bye, but there will be a good look at what happens beyond round 10 at that point.
Are they trying to avoid the bye, Damon, to keep the grand final in that last sort of Sunday in October?
Sorry, Lotta.
Are they trying to avoid having a bye?
Yeah, look, ideal world, they keep it going. So it's October 24 if you just keep going week by week by week. If they need the bye, it'll be October 31. They've still got to jam in that Essendon and Melbourne game, which was postponed for Conor McKenna reasons. But the logistical nightmare that is at play here, just having a look at the map as it stands as of next week, 12 teams will be playing in the southeast Queensland hub, either in Brisbane or Gold Coast. That's just round 6. You can see another 6 teams are in New South Wales, and then 2 of those teams will head across, Geelong and Collingwood, for a round 7 game against each other in Perth, and they will stay in Perth for at least 3 weeks beyond that. And also, Adelaide then opens up for the Monday night fixture on that round 7. By then, St Kilda will have served the 14 days in quarantine by that stage, allowing Adelaide to open up as an option.
700 players, staff, family, all relocate.
All relay, yeah. Whoever wants to go.
The AFL's done a great job to put that together, and obviously the clubs and then the players buy into it. But that is an amazing effort to get that done in such a short space of time to keep our competition going.
It is, Brownie, and they've done it really well too. It's going to cost a bomb.
How much?
It's more than $25 million just to get through the next 5 weeks, and it may well be more than that.
Is that still cheaper than what would have happened had they just aborted the whole season?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's $25 million though, at least, that they weren't thinking they were going to have to spend only 3 weeks ago, since the infection rate in Victoria has got to the point where they just have to get the teams
the players, they've got to quarantine for 14 days when they get to their hotel rooms, don't they?
But not in Sydney. Not in Sydney.
But
in Queensland,
going to Perth, so you see all the golf sticks and surfboards, everyone thinks they're going to have a holiday. But for 14 days, they're in their hotel room.
In southeast Queensland, they will be, and you can serve that quarantine period in New South Wales as well, but it will be 14 days. And look, even some clubs, Kane, have asked for permission for more than 80 people to go. That's inclusive of family members and staff members, and the logistics are a nightmare. They're not going to push back on anyone. Anyone who wants to go, who's attached to the player in a family sense.
Well, you can't. You simply can't say no anyway.
You can't.
You could not say no.
I'm surprised that they just don't say, look, it's 32 players going and cut it there. That's what I would be doing.
You can't do that, Kane.
Well, I think you can.
Why can you?
It's an unprecedented
Well, how would your wife feel if you said, I'm heading on the road for 6 weeks?
I'm talking about players.
And no staff?
No, I'm saying there's 44 players on a list. I'm saying you say to the clubs, only 32 are going.
Right.
So there's only going to be 28 probably players that are in the mix to play for the next 5 weeks.
Yeah.
I'd just be saying 32, that's enough, and that would cut down costs. Well, if you need to take your family, I would have thought so, but I would think that's a last resort if it's only for a short space of time.
Damo, we heard obviously some Richmond players talk about, even Jordan Roughead. Are you aware of any players who are going to not go?
Look, the only one, and there's still yet to be a decision made, is Bashir Hooley, whose partner had a baby in the past 36, 48 hours. He will, I believe, go to the hub, but he might have to self-isolate away from the hub, because the moment someone goes back into the hub, it basically is a reset, and the whole 14 days will have to start at that point. So I think if he does not leave with the club, Lordo, that's the way he will get around it.
You're a heavy hitter in here at 9. I think you should try and get our show up on a hub at Noosa for a couple of weeks. Do the show from Noosa.
Mate, I can only talk about you at the moment. You're just battling to stay in Docklands. So I wouldn't be worrying about Noosa or anywhere else at the moment.